some of our other presenters. Well, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I want to congratulate the city of Mesquite and the Mesquite NAACP for this. This is just a great event. You should be really proud. So, congratulations. You've heard a bit of my story, and if you were watching TV at all in the last election, you probably heard some of it then too. But you know, my story is an unlikely one, and it was made possible because of the man we're here to celebrate, Dr. Martin Luther King. Like many Texans, it took a lot of hard work, a little luck, and some great support systems of family, friends, teachers, mentors, coaches, and classmates for me to pursue my version of the American dream in this area. And I'm so proud to represent it now as your congressman. Today is a day of tribute, reflection, and determination. We pay tribute to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s life and the profound impact it has had on our nation. His birthday was just this past week on January 15th, and we reflect on how far we have come due to the work of Dr. King and emerge determined to continue that work and to continue to bend that moral arc of history that Dr. King spoke about so eloquently towards justice. For me, as a newly minted member of Congress and as a newly minted member of the Congressional Black Caucus, this day carries special meaning. The Congressional Black Caucus is now the largest it has ever been, with 55 members in the Congress. My colleagues now include the youngest black woman ever elected in Lauren Underwood, a good friend of mine, and the incomparable and incredible John Lewis, who shed blood on a bridge so that I could run for office someday.
Come on.
And of course, my fellow North Texas members of Congress, Eddie Bernice Johnson and Mark Vesey. The Black Caucus has been called the conscience of the Congress. And I can tell you that each of us takes that responsibility very seriously. We also, to a person, recognize that there would be no Congressional Black Caucus, no Voting Rights Act, no Civil Rights Act, no Barack Obama, certainly no Colin Allred, without the sacrifice and service of Dr. King. Last week, I had the honor of presiding over the United States House as the Speaker pro tempore. In that role, I oversaw the speakers on the floor and recognized whoever wanted to address the House, and ran all the ornate parliamentary procedures that govern your House of Representatives. As I was presiding, Steve King, a congressman from Iowa, addressed the House and tried to explain and defend his comments defending white supremacy and white nationalism. As the Speaker pro tem, Congressman King had to address his speech to me, Mr. Speaker, before he continued to try to defend the indefensible. But as he spoke, I thought about the historic nature of that moment. There I was, in many ways, a living embodiment of the fear of white supremacists, presiding over a speech in defense of those principles. I knew that later that week the House was going to move to condemn Steve King's remarks, which we did by a near unanimous vote. And I thought, as he spoke, of the progress that we have made in our country when statements like the ones that he made now draw a bipartisan backlash instead of just fading into the background as they would have in the past. That progress is what we celebrate today. There's a saying by President Obama that I paraphrase. It said the most important title in our government isn't congressman or representative or even president. The most important title in our democracy is citizen. That's a title that I know many of you hold proudly. And using that title and exercising your rights to fight for good jobs and better wages, to fight against a system that has all too often been rigged against everyday people, to work together and find the common ground that exists between all of us. Texas is in many ways on the right track, but we can do better. We can work to make sure that no matter where you come from, or what you look like, or who you pray to, that you can chase your version of the American dream. We are a great country. I want to remind everyone of that. In the midst of a shutdown, in the midst of what you see on the TV, we are a great country. But we are great because we are capable of change and of continuing to pursue the ideals laid down in our founding documents. That all people are created equal. That the United States government is made up of, for, and by all of the people. And that out of many, we are one. E pluribus unum. Our work to perfect our nation continues. And we know that there is still much left to do. But we have come as far as we have because of the work of patriots like Dr. King, who called on all of us to work for a better tomorrow. I hope we can continue that work as we celebrate it this weekend. Thank you so much.